Kindly take their seats, and at the same time, at the cost of repeating myself, I would like to remind you to kindly keep your mobile phones in the silent mode or the switched off mode. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as our dignitaries for the day arrive upon the stage. Chairman, Managing Director, ITPO, Shri Pradeep Singh Kharola, Secretary, Ministry of Food Processing Industry, Srimati Anita Parveen, Mr. Adorno Vizel, Charge of Affairs from Brazil, Trade Commissioner, Italian Trade Commission, Mr. Alessandro Liberato, Executive Director, ITPO, Shri Rajat Agarwal, Executive Director, Project ITPO, Mr. Mathura Prasad. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of India Trade Promotion Organization, I'm Shelly Vakedia, your host for the day, and take immense pleasure in welcoming you all to the inaugural ceremony of the 37th edition of AAHAR 2023 International Food and Hospitality Fair, one of Asia's renowned food and hospitality show, which has grown by leaps and bounds, and today it is known as the well-known destination for the global vendors and the sourcing professionals. This fair is being hosted with the support of Ministry of Food Processing Industries, Government of India, along with Agricultural and Processed Food Products Development Authority, ABIDA, Association of Resource Companies for Hospitality Industry of India, ARCHI, Hotel and Restaurant Equipment Manufacturers Association of India, HOTRMI, All India Food Processors Association, IFA, Food and Hospitality Support Association of India, FHSAI, Forum of Indian Food Importers, FIFI, Federation of All India Caterers, FAIC, Food Industries Welfare Association, FIWA, Indian Confectionery Manufacturers Association, ICMA, Kitchen and Refrigeration Equipment Manufacturers Association of Gujarat, TRIMAG, Plant-Based Foods Industry Association, PDFIA, Federation of India Food and Hospitality Industry, FIFI. And ladies and gentlemen, before we move ahead, we would sincerely like to welcome all our esteemed guests up on the stage with a bouquet of flowers. Firstly, we would like to honor Chairman and Managing Director of ITPO, Shri Pradeep Singh Kharola, with a bouquet of flowers. Can you please have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? We would also like to extend our sincere and hearty welcome to Secretary, Ministry of Food Processing Industry, Srimati Anita Parveen. Charge d'Affaires from Brazil, Adorno Vizel, Mr. Adorno Vizel, Charge d'Affaires of Brazil. Trade Commissioner of Italian Trade Commission, Mr. Alessandro Liberato. Executive Director, ITPO, Mr. Rajat Agarwal. And last but not the least, Executive Director, Project ITPO, Mr. Mathura Prasad. Welcome everybody. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to commence with the inaugural ceremony of AAHAR 2023, I would like to request the Executive Director of ITPO, Shri Rajat Agarwal, to kindly deliver the welcome address. Sir.
A very good afternoon to all the guests present here. I welcome you all to the bright, vibrant, and hopefully not so warm afternoon. I welcome Shri Pradeep Singh Kharola, CMD ITPO, Srimati Anita Parveen, Secretary, Department of Food Processing Industries, Mr. Eduardo Vizel, Charge d'Affaires, Brazil, Mr. Alessandro Liberatori, Trade Commissioner, Italy, all the exhibitors, participants from across the globe and also from different corners of the country. I also welcome all the esteemed visitors who are present here today on this inaugural ceremony of AAHAR 2023. It's indeed a pleasure, a privilege for us to have all of you for this AAHAR. This is a historic edition of AAHAR, 37th edition. We have had 36 successful editions. Why I say historic? Because it is one of the biggest in terms of area, around 100,000 square meters. In terms of the number of exhibitors, over 1,500 exhibitors. It is also historic in terms of the diversity of partnership and participation in this edition. We have more than 18 countries participating in a sizable area in this edition of AAHAR. More than 100 participants from over 18 countries have joined hands with ITPO to make AAHAR 2023 a success. The exhibition is covering 4 broad sectors: the food products and beverages, the allied sector, hospitality and decor, food and beverage equipment. It also lays special emphasis on facilitating products from small farmers, startups, plant-based food industry, and organic products. I wish and hope that the fair will prove to be a milestone in forging business partnerships and linkages amongst different stakeholders. We have worked very hard to make this fair a success, and we look forward to support you throughout your journey of 5 days up till 18th, till the fair lasts. We also swear by supporting and providing an aftercare service when this fair ends. Without much ado, once again, I heartily welcome all of you to AAHAR 2023. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing us, and it indeed is heartening to know that the fair is growing by leaps and bounds. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the privilege of requesting Mr. Alessandro Liberatori, Trade Commissioner from Italian Trade Commission, to kindly address us.
Namaste, Suprabhat, good afternoon, buongiorno in Italian. Respected Shri Pradeep Singh Karola, Chairman and Managing Director of ITPO, Shri Rajat Agarwal, Executive Director of ITPO, Smita Anita Praveen, Secretary, Ministry of Food Processing of India, and all the distinguished dignitaries present on the stage and friends, exhibitors and visitors from the industry here today. I'm really delighted to be part of this 37th edition of the International Food and Hospitality Fair AAHAR here in Pragati Maidan. As the Trade Commissioner of the Italian Trade Agency and the Embassy of Italy, I'm here, of course, to represent Italy, my country, and also I would like to express my gratitude to ITPO for inviting us, for inviting me to be part of this inauguration ceremony. Also on behalf of the Ambassador of Italy, His Excellency Vincenzo Di Luca, who unfortunately could not be here today. I would like also to thank ITPO on behalf of the participating Italian companies and businesses who have been working with the dynamic Indian market for many years now. I'm proud to say that Indo-Italian trade relations overall, but in particular in the food and beverage sector, are stronger and stronger despite the fluctuating economic conditions over the past 2 years. As we all know, India's food and beverage industry is among the fastest growing markets in the world, owing to several factors such as rising demand, changing lifestyle, rising disposable income, increasing awareness about foreign cuisine, etc. And Indian consumers are expected to be the global driving force for this sector. The Indian food and beverage industry stood at 52 almost billion euros in 2022 and is expected to reach 82 billion euros in 2025. So basically the food and beverage industry generates almost 3% of India's GDP and contributes to 2/3 of the total retail market in India. So the current market size of the Indian food and beverage industry show great potential, especially for us, of course, both for exports, for Italian companies, and for any local investments in food processing, distribution, and HoReCa. Furthermore, e-commerce and digital channels have deepened the reach of brands in the food and beverage market, thus closing the gap, the aspirational divide between urban and rural areas. Government of India has been actively taking initiatives to help the food and beverage industry grow both locally and internationally. For example, 100% of foreign direct investment have been allowed in trading of food products, including trading through e-commerce. Precisely, this is an area where the Italian companies and Italy, my country, would like to join hands with Italian food and beverage companies achieving the best quality parameters with their expertise and technology. Under the initiative Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Indian government came out with measures to strengthen food processing, infrastructure, logistics, capacity building, and administrative reform for the agriculture and fisheries. And this is precisely where the Italian expertise, the Italian know-how, the Italian technology, the Italian, I would say, tradition, can come into play and add value. As you know, the Indian government has approved 41 mega food parks to be set up in the country under the mega food park scheme. And Italian trade agency, under the aegis of the Italian embassy, has launched a technological platform or a pilot project with Fanidar Mega Food Park in Gujarat in April 2021, with the aim to strengthening the collaboration between the two countries in food processing and the whole supply chain of the agri-food sector. I'm today extremely proud to represent an Italian pavilion at AAHAR exhibition with 8 Italian companies. There are many more in the exhibition, of course, who are very keen to target the very dynamic Indian market. The Italian collective participation is composed of, as I mentioned, 8 companies and represents the first Italian institutional participation in a food and beverage exhibition fair in India. So the exhibiting company represents the excellence of various made in Italy products, such as pasta, tomato, sauces, cream, gelato, and coffee, and also beverages. The Italian culinary tradition is highly appreciated by Indian consumers, a trend confirmed by the growing number of restaurants, of cafeterias, offering menus and recipes from Italy and the growth in demand for imported products. So Italy is the second largest exporter of olive oil and wine in India, for example, and the presence for the Italian pavilion at this leading exhibition aims to promote and increasingly disseminate the knowledge and presence of authentic, underline authentic, made in Italy products in the subcontinent market. So I would like to invite you all to visit our pavilion at Hall number 3 and experience some of the finest and most authentic delicacy from Italy. So thank you very much, and I sincerely wish you a very successful and fruitful participation at AAHAR 2023. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Liberatore. And now moving on, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request our Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Food Processing Industry, Srimati Anita Praveen, to kindly address us.
Thank you so much. CMD ITPO Shri Pradeep Singh Harola, Excellency the Ambassador to Brazil, the Trade Commissioner, Italian Trade Commission, Shri Rajat Agrawal, ED ITPO, Shri Vimal Dubey, GM ITPO, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a matter of pleasure to be present here on this inauguration of AAHAR's 37th edition. It's not an easy thing to conduct these events, and I must congratulate ITPU for having achieved the 37th edition that is starting today. I'm also happy to know that due to this year being the International Year of Millets, AAHAR will have a special place for millet and millet-related products. I would like to inform everyone that Ministry of Food Processing has also been doing its share of activities pertaining to propagation of millets-based products, and we have a specific PLI scheme ongoing where we have 30 industry participants who are getting the benefit of being able to process new products out of the millets, and we hope that the market catches on with that. I hope that our stalls which are here will display them for everyone to partake and taste the goods that these companies are making. I have great confidence in India's growth in the processed food sector, and I don't say this just as the secretary for the sector. The numbers speak for itself. As of now, 8.3% annual growth is what we are registering. And with more and more value addition being encouraged in the sector, not just from the Ministry of Food Processing but otherwise also, we look forward to great progress happening in this sector. We work not just for value addition, we also make sure that we reduce losses as far as possible. Even after consumption that happens due to our large population, we have a large proportion of produce in agriculture, fisheries, animal husbandry left over for processing. Presently, we are probably at slightly lower level of the value chain where we export more for frozen products as far as fisheries and animal husbandry is concerned, and grains too. We are also exporting a lot of pure grains. We look forward to adding a lot of potential for value addition, and Ministry of Food Processing is working on a continuous basis to increase infrastructure which will ensure that we draw the maximum benefits for not just the country's GDP but for the farmers, where doubling of their income is a target that the government has set for itself. So we have clear goals of attaining these objectives by facilitating and acting as a catalyst to attract investments from within India and abroad into the sector with the aim of making food processing a national initiative. This initiative is going to be beneficial not because we are going to do huge factories alone. We are trying to bring it closer to the farmers in the sense that processing close to farm is the policy, from farm to fork is the policy, and this definitely will bring the best of benefits. My association with ITPO has been quite old. The present CMP may not be aware, but from Ministry of Commerce, I used to come for the board meetings, and I recall that the new constructions were approved during that time, and it's a pleasure to see construction done, new halls having come up here, and the kind of activities that are ongoing there. So I look forward to great such events upcoming in this place, and I wish AAHAR its best. And not just because it's ITPO's event, it's also something that it's very close to MOFPI's heart. So congratulations for organizing this, and thank you for letting us participate in this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ram, for addressing us. And yes, we do remember your long association with ITPO, of course. It's wonderful to have you here and this evening. Thank you so much, Ram. All right, moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to request Charles Affairs, Mr. Eduardo Wazir of Brazil, to kindly come ahead and share with us his thoughts.
Namaste, good afternoon, Chairman Carola, Director Gaval, Secretary Praveen, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, and special reference to my friends from Brazil who came especially for AAHAR or are here in other missions. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to be here. It's an occasion. Normally, my investor will be here. He gave me this honor for him, it's a very fortunate trip outside of India, and for me too, because it's an honor to be here. Before the ceremony, we were given a small tour, quick tour of the AAHAR, and it's impressive. It's a huge fair. It's in a way a microcosmos of India. And when we were touring, I was admiring how much India and Brazil have in common in terms of culture, also in terms of food, although we don't know that very well. We often, Brazil and India, we suffer of this problem. We have many similarities, many affinities, but we don't know each other yet as much as we should. And I'm very, very glad to see here 10 exhibitors from Brazil, plus a mission from the state of Mato Grosso do Sul visiting the fair, because we are bringing a spectrum of products here. We were expecting to do business, of course, but more than that, and that's the main point, to make Brazil and India closer. It's a long-term strategic relationship we want to establish. We want to know each other and to make each other more familiar, bring more Indian businessmen and companies to Brazil, bring more Brazilians to here in India. And this is an important step. This is something that has been built slowly and steadily by our agriculture attaches who are there, and both the current one and the previous one. And we are very pleased with this interest of Brazilian businessmen to be here. So, traveling half the world is not easy, but what we tell them is India is more than worth the trip. It's a great country, great potential for business, but also worth seeing and worth knowing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to officially unveil the Fair Guide of AAHAR 2023, the 37th edition of AAHAR 2023, for which may I please request Chairman and Managing Director of ITPO, Shri Pradeep Singh Kharola, and other eminent dignitaries up on the stage to kindly officially unveil the book. Thank you so much. You may take your seats. And now may I have the privilege of inviting our Chairman and Managing Director of ITPO, Shri Pradeep Singh Kharola, to kindly deliver the inaugural address.
आप सभी को नमस्कार, a very good afternoon. Dignitaries on the dais, my colleague and Secretary, Ministry of Food Processing Industries, Madam Anita. We have Deputy Chief of Mission of Embassy of Brazil, Mr. Eduardo Uzil. We have the Trade Commissioner of Italy, Mr. Alessandro Liberatori. My friends on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. Though I have been asked to deliver the inaugural address, but to put the facts straight, it's not an inaugural address, but it is more like a welcome address. Well, ITPO and Pragati Maidan is the host to this 37th edition of AAHAR, and it's a proud privilege to host this mega show for 37 years in succession. Well, AAHAR is the flagship event of the hospitality and the food industry. The hospitality and the food industry has several unique features, and I would just like to highlight a few of them. First and foremost, both hospitality and the food industry put together is the single biggest sector which contributes to the GDP of a country, and at the same time, it is a sector which generates the maximum amount of employment. The second feature of the hospitality industry, hospitality is a very broad term. It has several components of it. Food is one, travel is another, lodging is another. But the unique feature is that per unit of capital investment, it generates the highest amount of employment. And that is the importance for this industry for a country like India. Third, well, this is a sector which will always grow. Now, there are sectors, you take industry sector, there is a sunshine period and there is also a sunset period. But food and hospitality will always keep on rising. And fourth, and I would say most important for Indian people, is that we in India believe in Atiti Devo Bhava. And how do we? Atiti Devo Bhava means the guest is like a god, and we should honor him and treat him like a god. How do we do it? It is the hospitality and the food, which is most important, by which is richly embedded in our rich culture. And it is this value, this Indian value, which we have been cherishing, and now we would like to exploit the potential and become a leading economy in the field of food and hospitality, because the potential is so immense. Well, coming to AAHAR, I'm delighted to learn that this is by far the biggest edition of AAHAR. Means it might be about 30 to 40% bigger than the previous edition. And in fact, so much was the demand that we were not able to cater to all the requests. But let me assure all the exhibitors that we have even new space coming up, and the coming AAHAR may be even 20 to 30% bigger than this, and ITPO is geared up to provide that facility. While welcoming all the guest exhibitors and participants, let me not forget the international participation in this grand event. We have participation from 18 countries, and as is quite evident from the dais, we have a big participation from Italy and Brazil. And we extend a very warm welcome to all these participants, and we look forward to a much greater participation in the years to come. Well, such a big event cannot be success without participation of a large number of stakeholders. And I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the continued and proactive support of the Ministry of Food Processing Industry and a large number of apex bodies and associations, to name a few: APIDA, ARCHII, HOTERMI, AIFPA, FHSAI, FIFI, FIFHI, FIWA, ICMA, and CREMAG, and a large number of bodies which have come together to organize this event. And I have been really impressed by the way the various associations have participated, and very little marketing had to be done by ITPO, as the work of marketing was done by these associations. So once again, my gratitude to all the stakeholders who have participated in such a large number. We in ITPO assure you of all the help which is possible, and let's look forward to eventful and, I would say that, important business days, the coming 5 days, and I wish all the participants all the very best and big success. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing us. It is really encouraging to know that the fair has increased in such great potential, and we're looking forward to further greater participation in the coming years. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to propose the vote of thanks, I would like to invite General Manager ITPO, Shri Vimal Kumar Dubey.
Namaskar, good afternoon. So it's my privilege to thank this distinguished gathering on the dais, especially the Deputy Chief Charity Affairs from Brazil, our CMD ITPO who is leading this initiative and making this historical event wherein we are organizing the largest ever AHAR in the country. I also thank Madam Anita Praveen. She is Secretary MOFPY, and I would also like to share that Madam's ministry is going to host one of the largest fair in ITPO in the month of October, and this will be also one of its kind event here in ITPO, and we look forward to make it successful in every possible way. I also thank the Trade Commissioner from Italy. And sir, you have very rightly highlighted that Italian taste is getting over with the Indians, and we are looking forward for many delicacies from Italy to come to India and fostering our strength and business relations with the country. I thank my ITPO sir, who is taking every possible efforts and who is looking into the minutest possible details for making this organization of this AHAR to be very successful and giving a better experience to all the visitors, the business visitors, the international participants to have a wonderful experience to come here in ITPO and to make this show successful. I also thank my ED project sir who is looking after the engineering part of it, and it is very important. It is not possible without the support of engineering to make this fair successful. I heartily thank all the participants who have come from the different countries to this fair. All the participants, more than 1,500 participants from the food industry from all nooks and corners of the country had come here, and we look forward that your efforts to come here and showcase your products in AHAR 2023 will be very successful. You will have good business ventures, you will have good business partnerships and good business associations. I also thank my ITPO staff and colleagues for making this event successful. We have another challenge of 4-5 days, and I look forward that we join hands together and make this event more historical and successful.